You want some hand sandy, bro?
Nah, bro, I don't.
Come on, bro. No, come on, bro. Take a little hand sandy, bro. Just for the, you know what I mean?
You have. I already have enough
because, bro.
in my system.
There he is.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, what's up, bro? Come on in, bro. We were just talking about you, dog. Come on, bro.
Pull up over here, bro. We need.
Yeah, come on, pull up behind us, bro.
We weren't talking about you.
We're gonna record a podcast. We're gonna talk some
I
crap.
thought that was a freaking rant behind
It's
me.
gonna be
It's a
called
bird.
the Pest Crap Podcast.
Pest crap.
We're just talking.
We got a beer, and I'll do it.
All right, oh, you need a beer to talk.
You need a beer to come talk, bro.
I mean, we can talk smack without it, bro. Come on. Okay, go get one, bro. Go get one. I got a cigar. I gave him. I smoked one. I gave
What do you think
him.
about those things?
That's awesome, bro.
Oh yeah, I stole it for myself.
Huh? Those are good for you.
Thanks, man.
All right, so Tony, hold on. Let's talk about Tony because he's taking forever looking at the date on his phone.
I need to borrow that
Tony.
lighter, bro.
Me?
What's your name? Tony?
Tony Sorrentino. It's nice to meet you.
Solentino?
Yeah.
Sorrentino.
Sorrentino.
Sorrentino, yeah. It sounds Italian.
It is Italian.
Are you Italian?
I am.
Italiano?
Well, I'm Italian and Irish. I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan.
He's from Michigan.
Mhm.
So your business is out of Michigan?
Yeah, it's Pest Pros of Michigan LLC.
Yep.
My wife owns the company. I came on about a year ago. We got.
Bro, you should probably you can't see, bro. The lighting is.
Sit over here. Sit over
You
here.
mean to sit over there?
If you come here or there, then you can see. Let me get it out the way. Hold on. Let me try one second. There you go.
Yep.
Let me get this out of the way.
Okay, that's better. Now we're both on the camera.
There he is. There we go.
There it is, right there. Kalamazoo.
You know what?
Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I'm getting my
Hey,
notepad
everybody.
out because I might want to write that down.
Let's I gotta send these to my guys in the neighborhood, my smoke on the water guys.
yeah.
So because
Sorry.
they're
Oh
gonna.
look, both of you can be on that one. Both of you can be on that one, and then I'll be over here.
With Pete.
Frankie, you gotta get in the picture though.
Yeah, we gotta get with Pete. All right, let's go, Pete.
Yo, PD. What?
All right. Send this to my boys.
Mm-hmm.
They're like smoking the water, Florida.
Let's sit over here with Pete. We got a.
What's your name?
We got a twofer.
Dennis, it's nice to meet you.
We got a twofer.
Where you guys at?
Right here at Palm Beach.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Miami.
30 minutes away.
Well,
That's lovely.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Bro, this is where everybody's moving, man. It's funny because everybody from New York and California and everybody,
Right.
they're all moving to Florida.
Mhm.
I've been wanting to get out of Florida my whole life. I've been born and raised here, and
I
everybody's
know, bro. Me too,
everybody's
bro.
moving. here,
I managed to escape for 6 years, bro.
Where'd you run away
I
to?
definitely need a drink.
Huh?
Where'd you run away
We
to?
just sent
Columbus, Ohio.
the intern to go pick up the
That's a hell of a thing.
whiskeys.
who's the intern?
No, we need
Go
one.
find out about winter and everything, huh?
Well, I grew up in Jersey till I was 7,
Okay.
and then we moved to Miami because my mother grew up in Cuba,
Uh-huh.
so she could not stand those winters.
Uh-huh.
When you go from tropical to Jersey, she hated it. So after my father died, we moved to Miami, and then I lived here till I was 21, 22, and then I was like, I had enough of this. Northern Kentucky.
Are these packed pretty tight?
No, they're actually not. That was really good, bro. This is
All right, so like a smaller cut then.
well, I
Bro.
just did a little
That's a
tiny
big
cut.
cut. Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
the name of the cigar?
That was in Arturo Fuente.
That's
Where
what
did you buy
Oh
this?
yeah, it's not.
I bought that online from a tobacconist. Now I
Bro,
can't
let me
remember.
tell you something. This is one of the best cigars I've ever had, bro.
That's a good
It's a
darn good
perfect
cigar.
taste.
Yeah,
it's not
a
too
mild.
strong. It's mild, but it's got a nice taste, bro.
Yeah. It's a really good
Bro, I
cigar.
like this cigar.
I smoke those for during the week because that's a 1 hour smoke. They burn quick.
Gustavo,
What's up, Gus?
¿qué pasó? Dime. There you go.
Yeah, bro. So we're here at the Paul J Bello conference, and I'm sorry, I can't say that on camera. Paul really rode us hard this morning. Here, go sit over there next to him so you can come out, bro. Because Gus is from New York.
My dog Gus and his house.
Gustavo.
So you guys,
There we go.
What's your best shot?
Squeeze it in.
there we go.
H2 Environmental.
H2. Where'd you come up with that?
It's Hernandez number 2.
Hernandez number 2. Okay. Well, I'm Hernandez, bro. So
We're cousins.
Actually, my son is supposed to have your name.
Wait, are you guys really cousins?
Well, we're
No.
Latino, so we're
we're
related.
somewhere. We're
related
like
somehow.
second cousin close.
Why do you think
We're
you
like
always
bees.
say yo primo?
What's
your primo? What's your primo?
I just assumed that everybody was related. But I guess not.
Nah, he's Cuban,
You're from
bro.
Ecuador?
He's Puerto Rican and Ecuadorian,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So he's always saying claro.
But I'm
and
Ecuadorian. I'm
Claro que
Hernandez
sí.
Claro
on
que
both
sí.
sides, from Ecuadorian side and Puerto Rican side.
Got it.
So both my parents had Hernandez before they got married, and they had the same birthday.
Don't knock
It's
that
kind of
out.
crazy.
No, I just. Oh, you want long ashes?
Yeah,
I like that.
You,
You're right.
you what? You German?
I'm a mutt, bro. I'm freaking Italian, Czechoslovakian, a little
Like,
Hungarian.
he's Italian. That means he's Puerto Rican. You already
Bro,
know.
my wife's Puerto Rican, so that's the thing. You know, rocan pollo, a little bit of this, a lot of the attitude, the Latina attitude. Bro, you know what I mean? I've been with my wife since I was in high school, man. So, I had our first child when I was 18.
Dang.
You know?
You
Yeah.
started young, bro.
Started young, man.
I mean, your kids graduated college already.
No, one's going to grad school. She's 21. She's working in the office for me now, but she's going to end up going to grad school. I'm very proud of her.
Maria's daughter just joined the office too. She's in an operational role, doing scheduling and some financial and
What is that one?
The
What are you
retail.
smoking? Oh, that's a gurkha. Yeah, those are good. I love gurkhas.
I love peppers.
That's the hard thing for me is having my daughter in the office, bro, because finding that balance on how not to be hard on her, bro.
right. How
It's,
not to
it's so hard, bro.
the family dynamic in business is so because my wife works at the company.
Right there.
Her daughter works at the company with us.
Yeah.
So like the dynamic will really
It's
really
hard.
familiar with each other. Like where she'll say something and I'll say something. Oh, I can't say that on camera, can I?
Yeah, we'll buff it out.
Okay. She'll say something smart and I'll say something smart back to her, and then all of a sudden we're both mad as rattlesnakes with a toothache. And that's not conducive to a healthy work environment where everybody feels safe, you know,
Right.
psychological safety, where I'm not going to be the overbearing one at the place where we work together. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be dad at work. Like I want to treat her like a peer at work. So
Yeah,
it's
that's a tough one.
it's a hard dynamic.
How old is she?
18, going
Yeah.
on 35.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, mine's are 11 and 6, so it's gonna be a while. But my daughter already manages me very well.
Yeah.
Mine's 11, but she's sharp as a tack.
Having family business is very hard.
Mm-hmm.
As growing up in one, I've learned what my father did wrong, and I'm gonna change that so my kids. I told you, like, you know, my father is three of us, but he raised all three of us totally different. My daughter was the princess. I mean, my sister was the princess, the only girl, you know. So my sister hard work, but she never got involved with business. She
Seth.
got everything, you know.
My bad.
Come on, bro.
Get over here, bro. We got to get you in the frame somehow,
Get in here, bro.
bro.
We'll get you in here somehow.
I'm in it.
There's no 6-foot distancing, so we're screwed, bro. If the health department comes here.
But we're in Florida. This is a free state.
Come on in, bro.
What are we?
We're just
Oh,
talking,
just
bro.
talking.
Just
Oh,
talking
man.
to shoot right here. There's
So-
no
This is
script.
fun.
Just, you know.
It is.
Are you recording these?
Yeah, we're recording.
cool.
We got 2 cameras. We got, bro.
Dude, this is awesome. This setup.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm in there. I'm not.
No, you're not in, bro. Here, look.
Sorry, man.
No.
Tilt it.
Hold on, bro. We'll get you in, bro.
I'm nice and loud.
This is all inclusive, bro.
You mind?
No, move it up, bro. Do whatever you like.
Hey.
Are you guys all in there? You all in shot?
Bro, in there. How good are your mics? They picking everything
Oh,
up?
they'll pick everything up, bro. You guys had so much eggs for breakfast, it's gonna pick up your gas.
Hey, Seth. Bro, what you told me earlier was very interesting, bro. Yeah. I had no idea about what you did, man. That was pretty badass, bro. In
Bring it
Tampa.
out, bro. It's crooked.
Yeah, it's you know, I think
It's right here on the top.
yeah.
You got anybody needs hand sanitizer right here.
Yeah.
So, Seth, man builds a $9 million company, EnviroTech, and sells it in 4 years.
Yeah.
Door to door.
You know, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. I think what people have to realize about building these businesses is that every business is different, right? And so it doesn't matter what our companies do or don't do and any of that stuff. What matters is that people get committed to hitting their goals and whatever their personal goals are.
Yeah.
So, you know, so it does, so whether it's pest control, whether it's stuff that we're involved in all the time in the technology space that's outside of pest control, as long as people that get focused on what they want to do and what makes their families happy, that's what matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all that really matters, man.
Oh, you don't smoke cigarettes. You get a beer?
Huh?
You get a beer?
No, I don't agree. So,
I don't know, bro. I just think it was remarkable because I didn't really know your backstory. I seen you on Facebook quite a few times promoting the Pest Daily stuff, but I had no idea who you really were, bro.
We don't really talk about any of our personal stuff at all, man. It's just not, we're not about that.
Well, I mean, but it's pretty relevant when you're doing consulting. People want to hear that, man. People want to know that you were very successful and you had a $9 million business in 4 years, bro. That gets me hyped up, bro. I'm like, damn, I want to know more about Seth now. He built a business in 4 years to $9 million. That's interesting.
We don't really, it's interesting, man. We don't really talk about anything we do ever, and that's because our business is that.
It's funny because you see all those commercials on YouTube and everything, and they're always showing their Lamborghinis and what they've made and what they do, and they're trying to sell you on how to become like a marketing guy or something.
Because that's what they do is like they go to these seminars to go like you got to sell yourself as an individual. You're the brand to sell our software, sell our program.
Yeah.
And it's fake.
Yeah, a bunch of bullshit. Half of those guys, they're renting the Lamborghinis that they're promoting.
It's a lie. They're selling you on a program that might not even be true.
Yeah.
And they have seminars that teach you how to do that.
It's crazy.
It's the new era of Arbonne or whatever, right? Those. I don't know all the triangle ones, but and they're teaching everybody to go, but do it on a Facebook aspect of it now. And so they might how many times have we seen videos online where someone's like posing in front of a Lamborghini and the guy goes, "Hey, get off my car, man!"
Yeah.
You know what thing's interesting? Those kind of ads, they kind of drive me crazy, right? Because one of the things I find interesting is when people go and they post stuff out there, they want the image that they're projecting, right? And the thing I find is and you guys know this, you guys see these guys post all this stuff, and most of these guys are renting these cars. Most of these guys, and it sucks because a lot of people follow it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you're into the I want to be rich and I want to be rich quick, you fall for that trap. But building a business is freaking hard. I mean, how long you've been in it since you were what, like 14, 16?
I've been running it since I was 16, but I've been in it since I was 8.
And how old are you now?
38.
38? Yeah, so it's freaking
But
hard.
for me, it was different because my father taught me how to exterminate. He never taught me how to run a business. So when I started running the business, I was 16. I was a sophomore in high school, junior. I didn't know how to run a business. I knew how to kill. But that's it.
You probably know how to hustle.
At the same time, did your father know how to run a business?
You know what? So half and half. Because from where he came, like where he started off, when he came to this country, he had 3 jobs. He started the business, and he did real good for us. But he never taught me about how to grow the business.
Hey, Paul. Have a seat, bro. Hey, bro. Everybody's gonna be on this podcast. Come on, bro. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So he never taught me how to run the business correctly. He taught me how to work in the business.
Right.
So, I was young and dumb. I'm 16. My father just went blind. I'm in high school. So I just started running the business, doing jobs, making cash. My pocket's full.
Right.
But you're young and dumb. You don't think about the future. You don't think about, how am I going to get, keep on getting reoccurring, income.
Right. So here's the thing. If we really think about it, you go to school to learn how to run a business. Who's teaching you? Somebody who reads it from a textbook? Somebody who's never ever ran a business? But they're teaching how to do it, right?
Those that do can equip it the same as those that can do, those that can't teach.
Right. And then you go, and I have this conversation with my 16-year-old all the time. I go, I didn't leave the hospital with a manual on how to raise you. I am trying to figure out how to parent myself. This is all new.
I just spoke about that the other day.
And it's the same thing in business. It's all new, right? When we talk about the triangle thing, we got Arbonne, which is like you went to a seminar. Then there was those commercials. You remember what commercials are? It's like a segment between a show, at night, and then they go, hey, you can stuff envelopes and make this much money, and now we're in a new era where we're seeing it online as well. So those aspects have changed a lot, but to sit there and go like, oh, you know, my dad didn't really. Hell, he was flying by the seat of his pants too. You know.
Yeah.
Well, Texas, this is America. Texas is weird, and you know, it's all different. Or you know, there's always new construction on the road, and you know, things change, and you just go, I don't know how to figure this stuff out. But you know the concept of business, and you go, I know the basis of it, and we'll figure it all out because that's how all businesses are run. They don't like create it; they just kind of go with the flow, and then things change. They had that capability of adjusting and making those changes to be successful.
Definitely, bro.
You know,
Learning experience every day, bro. And when you're a business owner, you have to know everything, man. So it's hard, bro. Especially when you're just starting out.
Of our business, 21 years.
21.
And the last 5 years, is it the same as the first 5 years?
Thank God, no.
Right.
That was horrible, man.
And how much
first 5 years, man? I didn't think I was gonna make it, dude.
How much has changed from when you first started to now?
We actually look back now because I can't keep track. I think I said I got 23 techs, 6 office staff, 5 office staff, floaters, whatever. I remember the days when I had 3 or 4 techs. There's a whole lot of.
See, this is where we're at. He's got 3. He's got 2. I got 2.
I look back.
He's got what? 2 now?
What's that?
How many techs you got now?
2.
2. So you and your brother, or you and your brother?
Me, my brother, and another technician.
And another
So the
technician.
hardest part of my business now is employee management.
Yeah.
That takes.
All right, so take us through something because I think this is important. I think the hardest part is getting past those 2 to 3 techs. The first 2 to 3 techs that you're actually successful at.
Yeah, once you have to get your culture down.
Yeah.
So you don't have culture until you have employees. Yeah. Because nobody's going to run your business, do your job the way you want them to do it. Right. So until you get that down, and there's so much stuff as I've talked to people just even this week. Right. You know, saying because everybody, you know, it's like, oh, I got 3 technicians, and I'm like, I wish I had only 2 years because I could.
Like a simple.
So we got I got payroll company now. We got 401k. I've got to worry about OSHA regulations. And then you know, with 10 employees, you got to have OSHA. I got to do OSHA logs for anybody.
And then you got the employee law on what do you call it? No. On when you have more than 10 employees, now you've got the medical.
Medical Family Leave Act?
Yeah, and that's over 50. That's over 50. Okay.
It's over 50. So it's stuff you have to know.
Right.
And it's like, dude, I'm a high school graduate, one year of high school, or college, and I'm by the senior for years. Where I fortunate, I was graduate. So there are.
You had a support.
I have support.
Yeah.
So. But that cost comes off my bottom line. You know,
and then the kids are franchise off the top of the line.
Right, so I mean, my franchise is Pest Master. Okay, yeah, so it can be difficult at times, but now I've gotten to where I'm at. I'm the largest franchise in the entire system, and now it's kind of like everybody's kind of like, hey, what would Paul do? Right. What would Paul do? You know, and then so I now got a board of directors.
Not what would Paul Bello do. Paul Senior. Right.
I
Just want to clarify. Right. They go, yeah. What would Paul Bello do?
What state are you in?
I'm sorry?
What state are you in?
New York.
Oh, you're in New York. Man, there's a lot of companies here from
New York. But I'm upstate. So I'm not
Oh, you're upstate New York. You're not in the city, yeah.
New York. Customers that have houses in my area.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, yo, can you do this here? Yes. It says over lead, boom, up I go. In fact, I owe you a drink, so I'll give you one on blue ticket.
I got 15 blue tickets. I don't know how I'm going to do that much drinking.
So there's still happy days.
No, that's
At
from
5:30.
5:30
It's at
to
5:30.
It's 5:30 to 7:30.
Yeah, that's the worst liquors. That's the headache they liquors.
But the employees is the hardest part of our business.
It is. You got to pay extra with the ticket.
You know, my wife runs, she does basically the office.
No, it was
Perfect story. I had a technician doing my nuisance wildlife.
Okay.
We are on our way to the Clearwater meeting for Paul.
Okay.
Okay? Find out that this technician is doing side job. I'm like, okay, so we're like we were actually in Orlando at the time. We were driving in.
Right.
And I'm sending them over to my office manager. Well, the office manager is typing them up on his contract forms and sending him back out on his own business.
There you go.
So I'm paying for the leave. He's getting the job.
Right.
Park and copying the money.
Right. Well, but what about I mean, here in Florida, I mean, it's against the law, but you have a huge liability now.
Yeah.
Because you got a guy going rogue.
Okay, so he's going rogue. So then we find out not only is she giving him the job because she's got all, Amy goes on a computer and finds all this guy's contracts on our computer.
Right.
She's sleeping with him. So in one fell swoop, that's why I didn't make it to the meeting. One fell swoop, I lost my office manager and my new supervisor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck am I going to do?
Yeah, and these are calls you make, and you're like, okay, now I got to replace these people. I'm at a meeting. I'm away from the business.
Right. So I'm, I have great. Thank God I have a wonderful operations manager. It's been with me 15 years. He came in as a greenhorn, and it's just going up, 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 up. I call him my MacGyver because he can fix or do anything. So it's just employees are the worst part.
So
but they're
what?
also
What?
good bread and butter.
Well,
What?
then you got to think like, as an owner, you got to be a disciplinary. You got to be a financial advisor, a counselor,
A father.
yeah, and you have to be everything to even your
I find myself
employees.
doing more counseling as a boss than I do actually managing or selling or doing business.
Oh yeah. I got one guy, that's like, okay, I seen this guy go to these 17 years, and I'm like, you need to go see the eye doctor. So I got to get off the phone, call his eye doctor, and make his appointment because he won't do it. He's on our eye insurance. You're not paying anything for it. Go get new glasses.
Right.
I had to schedule one of my technicians to get their freaking teeth cleaned.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't handle this anymore. You got to get your teeth cleaned. I can smell it.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can see it. Yeah, it's like
And you had how many employees when you sold your company?
38.
38 employees.
Yeah.
And so but I'm at the point now where Amy and we've been traveling for the last 6 weeks. 3 out of the last 6 weeks we've been here in Florida.
Vacationing?
Yeah.
And you can't really enjoy it because you got to...
I can because everything, we're
Yeah,
so
you got
digital
people?
now.
Because you got
10 years ago,
an ops manager and...
I got an ops manager, he says, just go away and leave me alone and let me run the business.
It's just easier if you stay in the same time zone.
It is easier.
You're going to freaking like Europe and you got to operate 12 at night to 5 in the morning.
We've done that before too, but
It's a
I mean,
nightmare.
we're printing out payroll, so we have to do payroll. So we're printing out payroll sheets this morning over here.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing payroll this weekend.
Yeah.
It's employees are.
Yeah, I was doing payroll on Wednesday. I said, crap, I forgot to do payroll. I got to run it before 7. I'm here and then my battery's running out because I left my charger for my laptop. I left it plugged in, so I had to order one from Amazon, have it shipped to my room in Orlando, and I didn't have so I got to log on, and I'm like, oh crap, I got to do payroll. It's Wednesday, so I'm here running payroll. And it's like, it's nuts. Nobody understands it.
We're in the middle of switching payroll. So like this will be our first, this will be a ghost payroll, so it's going to be, we're doing 2 payrolls. One with the old company, one with the new company. And we're going to make sure everything lines up.
Right.
But, just stuff like health insurance. 2, 3 guys, that's not on your radar. But, everybody's got to offer health insurance.
And
And now you got to shop that every freaking year. You get like the best rates.
Well, I'm with ADP now. I'm getting with ADP, so hopefully my old company doesn't hear it. But no, I'm getting with ADP. I'm saving my technicians. They were bitching. They were fighting all the way. I don't want to switch. I like who I'm with. I'm like, but you're going to save $250 a month. Whoa!
But
I'm on board now.
And you save them money, but how much time does that take away from your schedule? Because that's where now you're at the point where it's like you're meeting with all kinds of people.
Yeah, I don't have to do anything now.
Yeah.
Because ADP, we went with the ADP total source. So they do our 401k,
Yeah.
our health insurance, our provision. So we do a lot of government contracts. So part of the government contracts is you have to send in your reports every month to the government with your invoice saying, okay, yes, I paid prevailing rate or wage determination rate. So you hire a tech at $15 an hour, and you look at your wage determination rate, and it says in Dade County, an exterminator on a government contract is supposed to get $22 an hour. plus $4 or $5 an hour health and welfare benefits. You have to factor all that in. You got to show it on their timesheet. You got to show it on their payroll stubs and everything. It's
So,
right.
and that's like the back end of things, but you got to think about like uniforms.
Oh yeah.
You know, so because you make changes on that all the time. Office supply company, and so you're like, so it's like this endless stream of like.
I have a running joke. We've gone through 3 Amazon Prime drivers because of bad backs that we bought buy so much crap.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So you spend most of your time shopping all over the place trying to find better alternatives, ways you can save money.
Had a national uniform company that you deliver all the time. Just you know, we're just a number. Go with a local guy, saving me money. You know, but I still spent $1,000 a month on just uniform. My fuel bill is almost $9,000 a month for just putting gas in the truck.
Right.
$9,000.
And you're up there, which is probably higher than we are down here.
I don't know.
But you don't have, you can't pump your gas up there.
That's Jersey.
Oh, that's okay. So you can do it in New York.
That's Jose.
Okay.
Jose Solano. He doesn't have to punch his here. But
you pay for that luxury.
yeah, of course. You know, but I'm fortunate. So in my area, I don't have a lot of people.
Right.
So and we are the top company around. A-rated, Angie's List, Home Advisor, Yelp, straight across the board. Great reputation. Everybody loves it. And then I got baseboard jobs, or we're IPM based. So and then I got baseboard.
I know. I got it. I'm the only probably guy in the area doing IPM.
Right. And we've been doing IPM for 30 years.
Right.
You know, as a pest master, 20 that I've been in business. You know, but I've been in the business. I've been in the. I put my teeth in Miami. I graduated from Miami High School. So I work for.
Oh, so you know this area well, yeah. That's where I am.
Yeah, I know. I graduated Miami Beach High School, but I worked for a company out of Kendall called Avon Pest Control before Hurricane Andrew. When I was doing it.
Right.
Pull it. Yeah.
Yeah, just turn it.
You gotta tell him to jump over.
No, out. There you go, bro.
I told him to pull it, and I didn't realize he had to push it. I was like, pull it open. That was like live action Far Side comic right there.
We're so much more than regular pest control. Because everybody, you know, you think pest control, what do you think? Bed bugs, termites, roaches, mice, rats. Okay. We had the first bed bug canine detection in New York, the first entomological canine in New York State in 2002 for termites. We've been doing canine bed bug detection since 2010, I think. We do aquatic vegetation removal. We do golf course spraying. We do heat treatments for bed bugs. We do freezing treatments or eco-freeze, or we call it eco-freeze for bed bugs. So, of course, we do nuisance wildlife and exclusion. You know, everything. Yeah, we'll do insulation removal. Dude,
So you're termite, lawn, ornamental, the whole 9 yards.
Everything. I have a green here. My 2 largest accounts, West Point Military Academy and New York State, including the governor's house, governor's house of New York State. So
My parents lived in the house that was in the movie in West Point. I can't remember what the name of the movie.
who was in the movie?
Where my parents, the house that they lived in at West Point, my father was a teacher.
Oh, at West Point?
Yeah, and
Oh,
so
cool.
they housed a lot of, well, some of their high-end teachers, I guess.
Yeah.
But the house that he lived in,
Colonel, bro.
I can't remember. It was like Kurt. No, I'm gonna ask. I'll text him.
So, all right. So here I am. I'm running 2 guys right now. I was hopefully going to start a 3rd one, and COVID kicked my butt. Knocked me on my butt. I lost probably 100,000.
And see, we're
Wait, COVID did?
because of COVID.
Wow,
We
you're
lost our
good.
contracts.
That's crazy.
That is like completely different from what I ever heard from everybody else.
And we're
That's
Miami.
ourselves.
We're up from 19 to 2020. We're up.
Yeah,
200,000.
you're in Miami, but you're in a more liberal area compared to something like freaking New York.
Oh, we got the masked Nazis up there. You know,
Well, yeah, and then
It's
the
just, that,
Nazis.
no, it's just that I'm competing with
everybody.
everybody and their grandmother is doing.
Anybody's got to pick up.
I got guys doing. I got everybody on. If you look on the first page of Google for ads, everybody on there is doing $39 initiatives.
Dude, that's what I started at when I was doing pest control in Dallas. It was $49.95 and then $39.95 each service after.
Yeah, see, we're competing with guys. We're like at 355 initials, but we're doing, all the follow-ups, and we have no contract. All these guys are doing $39 on
Why?
perfect.
So you're the second person I talked to. They're in the whole different life. They're not doing contracts. Do you not want to sell your business when you get older? Because you have no value if you don't have a contract.
Well, from a lot of the guys that I've talked to in the industry, they're looking at all these guys have been with us 7, 8, 9, 15 years since they
But
started.
if I was a buyer coming in, I'm going to say, they've been with you 8 years, and I'm going to come in, why would they stay with me?
Well, what a lot of guys are looking at, from when I'm talking to a lot of the guys that are doing the buying, and what they're saying is, as long as you can prove that you've got the residual income, regardless whether you have a contract or not, it's not mattering. Most of the guys, all the contracts in Miami, all of them, even under contract, any big brand.
Here's the
They
thing.
can all get out of it. I mean, ours are service agreement.
And they're doing 90 days only, renewable every 90 days, and that's it. Because nobody will sign a contract in Miami.
So let me ask you this, okay? You think like contracts on Netflix? You sign a contract for that?
I think more along the lines of service.
Right, Lato? No, you don't. Not even like really HVAC companies. What they're purchasing is your system, essentially, right? Where the value is in the client. So when they see like that reoccurring revenue, that's good enough for them, right? It's the same way like when they purchase like something like a subscription box. There's no agreement. Half the people can leave. Half the people can leave if they want, but you're selling the program, you're selling your brand, and essentially it comes with the client, And that's why like brand is like so important, because you're selling way more than
You have
just
contracts with your company?
I mean, it was an agreement to enter their property, but that's it.
That's it. And you had.
So I have service agreements. I mean, I get
think
customers.
about
If you got a 1-year service agreement, anybody can walk away after a year after they buy the business.
Right, but all mine automatically renew. It's in the contract.
Turf care companies, like people sign up when they call, no contract, and you can sell all the time. Like,
New York State, for turf, you have to have a contract.
yeah, you have to have a
Well,
contract.
we got a contract.
But it's not like you're locked with this for 2
Yeah,
years.
No, I mean, I'm never.
No, we have an agreement. Our agreement is like that long.
Okay.
Yeah, we have an agreement, but we don't have the customer locked in.
Right.
So all of the customers
Cancel
have to
anytime.
sign. Yeah, I mean, we got a mediation clause. Yeah, we've got everything in our contract, but we don't have it. When we think of a contract, we think of locking the customer in where they're in.
That's why I tried to say contract's probably not the right word. It's more like service agreement. This is what we're going to do on this calendar, and this is the amount we're going to
Yeah, no, we got to protect ourselves and say, hey, we're
Yeah.
we do a chemical clause, and we've got a mediation clause.
If I can't enter the property, this is kind
we
of what
got
happens.
authorizing us to enter the property.
Because the other thing is like, if they see the recurring and it's steady and there's growth and there's some dips and there's some growth, they go, that's enough to purchase a company on it, right? I think the whole entire concept, that's kind of like new age, and software really helps streamline that
Oh, yeah.
process.
So I'm on because my company is being evaluated right now. Internally, I'm paying somebody to come in and what do I need to do to get to the next level? Where do I need to be?
Right.
Where am I at right now? If I were to turn around and sell, God forbid I die tomorrow, my wife can say, I'm done. Check I want to cash out.
And if you go like, what's the value? Like, is it 75 cents on a dollar for your client? Like, what's that going, right? Well, people want dollar for dollar, but sometimes it's hard to get. And then you
That's where the back end comes in. That's where when I'm telling other people here, I was like, dude, get your processes in place now. You're super busy. You don't have time for this. You've got to make time for those back end, behind the scenes, the man behind the curtain stuff. Because they're going to help you down the road.
Right.
I'm looking at if I sell my business right now, I do $3.3 million.
Can you sell Pest Masters like to like another company?
Yes,
or?
I can, but there's fees that are involved and negotiations.
Well, yeah, they want their.
Yeah, so the franchise system, can be up to 10% of the sale. That's not my agreement, but it could be up to
That hurt.
If I could sell my business right now for almost $10 million. I'm 53. $10 million ain't gonna do it. I'm having way too much fun. Why would I? Right now, it's
Think about how much fun you'll have at 10 million.
exactly. It is my business right now. The way it's run is an ATM machine.
Yeah.
It's just spitting out.
Yeah, you'll be making more money if you sold it right now.
Right, I'll make less money if I sold it right now.
You'll make less money?
On an annual basis because of my lifestyle. I want to live.
But your expenses aren't as high. Right? No payroll. You know, I mean.
Yeah, but I don't think I could even walk away. I don't think I could sell and walk away. I mean, I don't think I could sell and stay.
You're still in love with it.
Oh, I'm having a blast.
Yeah, I mean, you're 53. You and I are 3 years apart.
I'm 10. Yeah, 10 years younger.
I don't go to work every day. I go to the office every day. I enjoy my job. I love going out to a customer. I had one the other day. Customer calls up and they canceled service. All right, fine. Why? Technician didn't do this. Technician didn't do that. Technician was only here for 15 minutes. Blah blah blah. So I'm like, all right, and that's what pisses me off.
Happy hour yet?
Fine. So I get another. Somebody else calls me and says, hey, I need you to go over here. And
Drink
look at
tickets.
this. It's a
Are
vacant
you getting
building
something to drink? Are you going in? What are you getting?
Attached product building.
That's like crappy, like.
They're saying they're coming from our building. I go over there. Dude, there's no.
You know what?
Go
I'm
over
gonna do
there.
a Moscow Mule.
Now, I'm to find out.
Get yourself something.
It started on the far side of the other building, their building. So I go in, diagnose the problem. There's about an hour and a half. Take the account from the existing.
I'm gonna do a Moscow Mule.
I washed. So go back.
Moscow
I
Mule.
go in there, having washed.
Yeah, Moscow Mule.
$1,500 a year account between the owners and their.
You should try it. It's good.
And their two houses. It's pissed.
Like ginger and
So I go back.
whiskey.
And this account I end up
Well, it's like
is
it's got like ginger ale.
end up being like a $9,000 a year account from the same company that just took my $1,500. I love that job. So. Yeah, it's fun. I love my job. Absolutely, it's fun.
So tell me, what would you tell the young me starting out doing? Yeah, the young me, man. I'm still young, but I still think I'm 20. Up here, I'm 25. Here,
This is
here.
a blonde. That's great. That's pigment leaving your
That's
body.
white.
Yeah,
I got the
white.
same white.
This is pigment dying.
This is experience. This is experience, baby. This is sexy.
Not gray. This
It
is
is.
experience.
Yeah. So the young me doing a young business. We're young business. I mean, relatively.
It's, you know what, as I tell everybody, get your processes in place.
He bought the process when you franchise, right?
But he still has to operate it.
But I still have to operate, but even having that, I mean, I still am kind of the, is this big around?
Yeah.
38 minutes.
Yeah, bro. I've gone for 2.5 hours.
You see, like what Frankie did. I'm off camera now.
I just get your processes in place and do right by the customer. It's easy stuff. It's send out handwritten thank you cards to your customers. It's old school stuff. Bring in the newspaper. Bring in the trash can when you pull up. It's all customer service.
Change the light bulb in the attic.
Change the light bulb in the
I can't
attic.
tell you how many groceries I've carried up when a customer pulls in.
Is your truck, maintenance of your trucks. If you know your truck's got a leak, it's leaking, don't pull on their concrete driveway.
Yeah.
It's
Nope.
stuff like that.
The problem is it's common sense, but it isn't common sense.
So we're having with our techs now. We had a conversation yesterday. It's like, you guys have to build a relationship with the client.
Right.
You have to be there and be their friend, because when the belt's tightened in COVID, what are they going to fire? Are they going to fire the lawn guy in March? Or are they going to fire the pest guy? Or the pool guy? Who are they going to fire? They're not going to fire Frank. Frank's awesome. He comes in all the time. He pets the dog. He plays ball with the dog. He asks how my daughter is, and my daughter loves him. She draws him colors and pictures because when she knows he's coming, a pug, stuff like that. If you build that rapport with the customer, you're going to have that customer longer, and it's not going to be just cut the bug guy.
And
We can't afford that.
This is where like a culture. What you start establishing. I remember when I was a kid, and I'd be oblivious to something on the floor, and my dad would be like, "Well, you just walked over that. Just pick it up and throw it away." Or, oh yeah. And I see it with my kids all the time. But it's, as you get older, you're like, "Well, it's freaking trash. It needs to be picked up." So it's like being self-aware of like trash or like oil leaks, but then also seeing, looking at finding people's needs, like trash bin, it's empty, save them a trip. You're like you're already there, and you start establishing that culture.
Right, you're going around the outside there, and their gutter leader fell off. Put it back on. How hard is that? Hey, by the way, I said the gutter was off. You know, I had somebody check it. You know, or we do leaf gutter cleaning. You know?
How many times have you gone into a house and you've seen the top sash a little down?
Right.
And you're like, hey, your top sash is down, so I went, pulled it up, locked it for you. And you're like, what?
It's what is it? Under promise, over deliver.
Hey, he said, do you want it with whiskey? Because he said they make it normally with vodka. Do you want it with vodka?
No, you go ahead. Yeah, do it with vodka. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't. Why did I say whiskey? It's a Russian drink.
Yeah.
Like,
You're good with the vodka.
Yeah. What the heck? I don't know.
It's a Scottish
Moscow
Russian.
Mule. Yeah, but it's like vodka.
Okay.
It's a vodka base.
So now,
So under promise, over deliver.
okay, so let's talk about a new generation because
Just
we're
the
hiring.
one with the work ethic or without?
Yeah, that's what I want to get to. So you're hiring. You know, everybody seems that I talk to, about 50% of the people that got into this industry got in somewhere between 18 and 25. Most of the people that I talk to. But we got a new generation of kids that are 25 years old that are still they've never held a job. They're 21, 22. How do you build work ethic if you don't have work? And how do you hire somebody like that and then train them up to notice when they run over their underwear at home?
So I just went through this. I have our pastor's family, we hang out with the pastors on the weekends.
Right.
Very great family. We go to church, everybody kind of puts it together, kind of luck. We go over to their house every Sunday. All summer long, we're up there, we have our four-wheelers up there, we have our camper up there. So we literally spend the weekend at the hill for the weekend.
This is pretty good.
Oh yeah.
The ginger beer that's
we
on
do.
it.
They have an 18-year-old son, or 17-year-old son. So
It's usually in a copper cup,
Comes in a pie.
and it's usually at that side. But this will be good.
Around my text that have been
Yeah, I
there
kind of drink it
5
quick,
years,
or the ice kind of
7 years,
dilutes it.
10 years. You know, he's like, hey,
But I was gonna take
we
my
need to do
time.
this. We need to fix this. We need to do this. Because it was his upbringing. You know, he was raised right with a strong work ethic. Long, hard days worth of work, nice big paycheck. You know, and then you see these other people that we're trying to hire office staff. 4 people we scheduled for an office staff for an interview. None of them show up.
Right.
You don't even show. I can't, but I could barely get applicants anyway. But they don't even show for so it's a mindset. It's the way you're raised. Oh, you're raised in the welfare generation. The government's just going to feed me anyway. So I'm probably going to piss off people.
How do you determine that in the interview process when you're interviewing these people to do this kind of job where it requires those attention to detail that has nothing to do with pest control? Because I tell my guys, every time we get a call back, guys, have you noticed it's not due because you didn't kill the bugs. They have no bugs. You left the gate open. You didn't put the hose back. You know, we just had one where he knocked on the door. She's 80-something years old. He knocked on the door, and the lady waved at him. She didn't come to the door. So he said, okay, nobody's home. That's fine. We just come and do our service. Because we do an exterior, mostly only service. She waves at him through the window. He waves back. The next day, I get the text from the client says, hey, your guy was here. I'm seeing roaches in my house. I left the door open for him. He didn't come in. And I'm like, okay, dude.
Did you read the notes?
Well, you know, the thing is, it wasn't there. She had not communicated. But I would go back and say, hey, just to make sure everything's good. But he just went on his work
We
mode.
all have that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that comes from experience, and he's rather young, and so, hey guy, you know, next time, you know, if she's home, just ask. Don't let it
One thing
happen.
you said so don't get in the habit of, we got in the habit of every time we do a service, All right, Mr. Hernandez, if you have any other issues, problems, or concerns, give our office a call. Just allow everything you've done today to work for 30 days. Anything after 30 days, if you have a problem, give us a call.
Right.
90 days, quarterly service.
Right.
They'd see an ant, and they call. So now we've taken a technician that was in the field for 30 years. He screens all those calls that come through for like retreats, and we're hoping that it's going to cut our retreats in half. Because he can get them down after that. I saw that. You need to get right back down there. Well, tell me what you saw. It's, carpenter ants are starting to come out now. They're just frozen. You saw one, or did you see a lot? Well, I only saw one, but I don't want to see any more. Well, let's give it another week or so, and then call if you just call it. And so instead of my office manager, they would automatically, you saw that? We'll get you right back. So we're kind of pushing backwards against the client.
So you're just training the CSRs too to understand, hey, figure it out if it is, because I get it all the time. I found out, did you see it on the inside or did you see it outside? Well, I saw it all over my fence. The fence is 30 feet from the house. I said, we can't eradicate, but we're covering you on the inside. Are you seeing any on the inside? So, okay, so we just did a service. The bait should work. Again, give it time. So what I'm trying to get to my guys is every time I get one of these, hey guys, and I have a top 10 list of things that we put in the truck. Make sure these 10 lists are done.
Do you have a written scope of work?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, if you listen to me, I'm big on protocol, policy, procedure. Everything is about protocol, policy, what you've been saying. And so every time I just finished updating that list of things that you have to knock on the door every single time. Because we are, we even do lawns.
Dude, especially South Florida, if you don't knock on the door and I see somebody in my backyard, there's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Whether you told me.
Yeah, Miami?
So back at technicians, right? There's an oil leak. Like, how do you address that?
How to address what?
Say there's an oil leak and they don't see that, right? And you're like, there's got to be.
They should see it. Well, my guys.
Right. Well, that's because probably said they should.
Because. But they should see it because their oil will be low. We have regular maintenance check sheets on the trucks every week.
That's the next thing I have to do.
So for instance, like.
So we actually ran those through our website. So the technicians have their own web page that they
So, but you're dependent on like they should know or like a protocol, and the thing is like, so I had a guy show up, and his uniform was like wrinkled, and I was like, you need to go back home, iron your stuff, and I go, we can't have you go out. I go, you look at yourself. I go, you look like a hot mess, like you rolled out of bed, and you're explaining this to it, and sometimes it's like they never hear this side of like why it's completely unacceptable or why they should come to work wrinkle free, right? Because they might get a job, like their first job was at a grocery store. Their job was to bag groceries, communicate with the customer, right? Then their next job was like Home Depot, like direct them to the aisle, right? But there was like no coaching at all with this stuff. Because we forget that a lot of these people, when they come from like another company, they're just a number.
Right.
They're just
the problem is the perception of the customer. If you show up all disheveled, what kind of work are you? Can you put a clean shirt on? What kind of work are you going to provide?
Right. And so this is kind of where like culture and like and coaching things, right? So because I could have gone like, you need to change your stuff, man, and like send them home. But instead, like explaining why this is completely unacceptable, or explaining why like you pick up that, man. It's like it's just there. Yeah, I just never really thought about that. You know, and now that like you've taken the
I'm
time
constantly coaching on getting out
to
of my
kind of
biggest
explain
thing
it.
is get out of production mode and get into customer service mode because they're in that production. I'm looking for the webs. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for that. But they're not looking at all the other stuff. Like I had one guy, I literally 35 years old. He did not know how to clean a car. 35 years old. I had to take him by the hand and say, this is how you actually clean the vehicle. Look at all the garbage in between.
Yeah.
But see,
Because it's not their vehicle.
it's not their vehicle. But see, and here's
No, he told me I've never cleaned my car.
well. So, but it's still like it's not so much of like culture. You're almost like coaching them. So like we had creating a culture is also like giving them an experience, right? That so like sometimes if like we had a technician that was sick, we would send like food, like noodles, soup, or whatever, right? Give them that experience because when you're naturally giving, it starts the trickle effect, right? So it's not like necessarily go, well, this is wrong and this is why, but starting to spread that experience and letting them experience that.
That is the whole thing about culture. It has to be created to where
And enforced.
because and enforce and coach because it's not so much about we did the training. They signed the manual. They filled out the paperwork. My manual is 30-something pages long. You're not going to remember half of the crap.
Exactly. That's and so like there's that fine line of like when you coach and kind of explain why this is almost unacceptable, but at the same time give them that experience to allow that stuff to trickle in because then they know what it feels like.
So how many pages is your handbook?
Man, it has to be like 20-something, 30. I got to look at it since
Mine is 67.
Yeah, I mean, how the heck?
67, and now I have addendums in it. My addendums are stuff like.
So how often do you go back in there and review that stuff?
Every year.
Every year.
Yep, every year. Well, now we've gone completely digital, so everything's on here. So if the tech wants time off, he has to go onto the website and click on time off request to the point that every box is fillable.
I just gave me an idea to put our employee manual online so that they can review it whenever they want to.
Right, but so if they ask for time off, every single box has to be filled out, including total amount of how much time is available in your vacation bank. So you don't have to go back to payroll and say, if you got any hours left, because a year you're not going to remember. But my wife Amy, she got all this written.
Yeah, that's I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put our manual online.
Yeah, so this is what we have on ours.
Yeah, but you've got one extensive hell of a site built out. I mean, that thing is massive.